largest affordable community that is in this district. We have about 5,000 to 6,000 residents that I am here today on behalf of. This community, Hell's Kitchen in Chelsea, is a vibrant, beautiful neighborhood. It is very important that we protect the unique character of our community. First and foremost, we need to preserve housing in our community. We need to protect the environment that this new elementary school is going to be built in. We must protect the High Line, and we must make sure that special interests are not a part of the rezoning. We must vote no on the rezoning today, and that's why we're here.
Next, to hear from Richard.
I've learned in a 50-year teaching career at the city public schools and the city university that making a commitment and keeping to that commitment is vitally important to any relationship. In 2009, we made a commitment to this community and this city to build a mixed-use community that included housing, schools, and commercial development and open space. Now they're trying to renege on that commitment. We'd like to stop them from doing that to protect the High Line. What they're proposing to build is a monolithic monstrosity that will give shadow over the High Line. It will make it impossible for the people to enjoy what they previously enjoyed as they walk the High Line. Urge the City Council to reject this proposal.
Joaquin.
Hello, I'm Joaquin Eleno. I'm a resident of Elliott Chelsea. I'm Joaquin Eleno. I'm a resident of Elliott Chelsea housing, and I oppose the new rezoning. New York City is a delicate ecosystem, and by changing the plans and rezoning the western areas, we do not know all the consequences that will come. And the ones that we do know will be impactful, and we will be facing them for generations to come.
I participated as a member of Manhattan Community Board 4 in the Hudson Yards negotiations for rezoning in 2005 and 2009. I sat in the room when Related signed the agreement for the Western Rail Yards. And they said they would build a very large park. It would be residential around it. They would connect the streets into this part of the city. Therefore, it would become part of our neighborhood. That's not what's proposed. It's 20-story towers, street walls surrounding a park, putting a park in shadow, and bumping up against the High Line. And although at the last moment they say they're going to put in 4,000 units of affordable housing, they sat in a room with us less than 3 months ago and said they could not do that, no way, no how. There was no way to do it. So I'm not buying this at the last minute. And that's the word from our community. We cannot approve this because it's the wrong thing and it's a promise reneged upon. Thank you.
So,
Sure.
can you tell us what if zoning board has to do with the proposal, and if the city council has a sway over, are we talking about zoning here, not exactly according to the license, that's a state issue?
The Related proposed casino can't be built without the changes in the zoning to make a big footprint for a big building. You need the zoning to happen, otherwise you can't even apply for the casino.
And so, what are your main concerns in terms of quality life issue?
It's the quality of the neighborhood. In fact, what should happen is a plan that is residential, that has affordable housing in it, and that creates a big public park that's adjacent to the High Line, not huge buildings and a casino adjacent to the High Line, and a casino across from the public school. That makes no sense.
Rendering, housing, what do you make of that and
I think it's a game, their new proposal is a game of three-card Monte. Right? And they're asking the city to roll the dice on this financial scheme. They should have they're in this predicament today because a year ago, they should have come to this community with a set of plans and said, what are your hopes and aspirations for this land and let's work together on a plan. That's what we did in 2009, and then they abandoned that plan and said, this is what we're doing and we're going to foist it on you. In our 25-year history, the High Line has never once opposed a single development along our 1.5 long park. Not once. And as anybody who knows the High Line, since we opened the first section 15 years ago, there's been a tremendous amount of development. We're not anti-development, but this is a bad plan. It's a bad plan for the community. It is a bad plan for our park. They talk about building a brand new Bryant Park. Their studies, not ours, their studies show that that park will receive at maximum 2.5 hours of sunlight in the summer. Those beautiful renderings of an imaginative park is just that. It's an imagination, because nothing green is growing in a park that only gets 2.5 hours of sunlight in the daytime. They're asking this community to buy something, and I think they honestly think we're dumb. They think we don't know how to study plans. They think we're not smart enough to hire lawyers and architects and studies to evaluate it ourselves. This community is not dumb. This community is not NIMBY, but we know a bad deal when it comes to us, and this rezoning is a bad deal.
So what about the unions like 32BJ and HTC? They're supporting this bid. Like, what do you think about if the unions, they put much pressure with the union? What's your response to that? They putting the pressure with the unions. Like,
I spent nearly a decade working in the labor movement, including being the political director for 32BJ, and I have enormous respect for the working men and women who clean our office buildings and our residential buildings, and they're going to get jobs regardless of what gets built in that location. And the hotel and gaming trades workers, who also deserve a living wage and great jobs, are going to get jobs in the 3 casino licenses that are going to come down to New York. This is just a bad place for it.
Is it just the casino?
Sure, Alan Bankapel, Friends of the High Line, Executive Director.
Is it just the casino? Is it the height of buildings? Like if the casino went away, would it still be against the property?
Yeah, because this is a bad plan. The podium, with the casino or without the casino, is the size of 6 Costco warehouses stacked on top of each other, and then the building, right? And so what you have is the building in the original 2009 plan. It was supposed to be that Hudson Yards was dense, commercial, with tall buildings, and as you slope towards the river, it would become more green, more residential, right? And now what you have is the opposite. The buildings are taller in what they're proposing in the Western Rail Yards, and they shrunk the amount of open space. Right up against the High Line. If you were walking on that section of the High Line, which is 20% of the park, you'd be staring into a wall. And the magic of the High Line, is that you feel like you're floating above a city. But when they built this set of buildings, which I hope they never do, right? When they build that, it will feel like you were walking any place, because like you were in Dubai or Abu Dhabi, and that's not what New York is.
For the last 20 years, our community board has voted in favor of development, one project after another. We are not a NIMBY board whatsoever. This is the first time since 1986 we have voted to deny something, deny a proposal. That says a lot.
So what would you rather? We're talking about the stretch
Between 30th and 33rd Streets. Just have related, come back, sit at the table, and come up with a plan that works for everybody. And that's what they should have done, like Alan said, months and months ago, as opposed to playing this charade.
all right.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. So, I believe that's it for now. Let me turn this over. I gotta deal with oath and shit. I got my press pass. So, press conference ended. The press conference ended, and like I said before in my other video, I'm for the Brooklyn bid, but I'm against the High Line bid. I love the High Line. I'm for the Brooklyn bid, but I'm against the High Line bid. The High Line bid, I think it's kind of nonsense. But like I said, I support what they support. So, just why I gotta log off. So, take care, everybody. Happy Tuesday morning.